No time for a full-blown flat tank Friday this week. So an update on the catch can and the spark plug leads, and then an update on where I'm off to next with my next job. Let's have a look at what I've been doing for the week, eh? Here's the drain hose off the bottom of the timing chest. I've taken the fitting out of it and got it out of the catch can. Boy, that was hard to get out. When I measure it, it's about 14.25 millimetres outside, and for the Imperial people, 73/128 or 9/16 outside is probably the correct measurement at 1434. I got a piece of braided fuel line left over from a job, so it's got fuel line inside and a braided shield over the outside. It only measures 10.5 millimetres, so already I'm going to be 4 millimetres better off, or 2 mil each side. There's the fitting. I have machined the fitting down again to slide inside this braided line. As you can see, it's something I had left over from another job because I've still got the ends of it taped because they fray something terrible. I'm going to see if I can wind this in, hose clamp it on, and slide this into the catch bottle. Let's see how we go. Second time's a charm. Well, besides the fact that it's braided line, and I'm not sure about that, it actually works really well. I can force the whole lot up into about there, which is about where I had it before, but I'm out of cable ties. So I'm going to duck out, get some of those, and then I'm going to tie all this up and we can have a look at it. Attempt number 2 has gone in relatively clean. I've got some nice long cable ties now. Got a bit of tension on the can. Can's in nice and solid. And the braided line, whilst, horribly unoriginal, is certainly a lot smaller and will have some protection from the heat. I'm going to get this exhaust manifold back on, and then we can have a good look at how it all came together. Here's my second attempt at the drain hose out of the bottom of the timing case. It's in braided line, and that's a bit of a shame, I think, because it probably shouldn't be. But a little heat shield. It's a bit hard to see in there, but you can see it goes cleanly into the catch can. And then I don't think you can actually see down, but there's a clear gap between the hose and the pipe, and it's probably 2 or 3 mil. I'm going to call it good for now. I don't think it's perfect by any stretch, but it's certainly better than my first attempt. I'll keep working at it, keep thinking about it, and we'll see how we go from there. Catch can, kind of complete. Moving on from the catch can job, I changed the spark plug leads. I said last week I'd found these little brass ones in the container that I got from the original owner of the bike, or the guy who was restoring it before me. I had put these right angle ones on and decided that I hated them. I think I was pretty right. The brass ones look better. They tighten down underneath the spark plug cap really, really well. There's better clearance. They look the business. Got a slightly more vintage look about them. I feel really good about them. So that's been a really good outcome. Wasn't a big job. Didn't take any footage, but was simple enough, and it tidies up another job. Looking in at the gearbox mount, and that's the rear one, and I'm looking underneath the belt and behind the pulley. You should be able to see that the nut can't physically tighten down far enough. Bit perplexing as to why. It's probably not screwed into the gearbox far enough. The gearbox is certainly pulled up underneath the frame, so that's not the issue. I wonder whether the studs have been remade and cut the incorrect length. I'm not really sure, but that's the next job. I need to get the gearbox out and get that stud out. Sadly, as we look in at it, you top. The nut won't come off without shifting the gearbox forward, and I can't shift the gearbox forward without removing the belt, and I can't remove the belt without dropping the rear wheel. So lots of little jobs to do there to get that nut to come off, to get the stud to wind out, to see what's going on. That's the next little job. That's been my efforts for the week. They haven't been significant, I'll grant you. I think the oil catch can's alright. I'm really pleased with the outcome of the spark plug leads. I think they look much better. Good news is, in 2 weeks the bike goes to my engine builder, who's going to time the engine, have a quick look through it, make sure everything's buttoned up, and see if he can get it to start. Will it? Won't it? I'm not really sure. I don't know how good everything is, but Les will find some problems. We'll do that. In the meantime, I'll work on that gearbox stud and bring you up to date when I've got something to show you. Cheers.